Om Shanti. A very warm welcome to all of you. And if you see, it's a beautiful day today. Happy Diwali to everyone. It's a color festival of lights. And we have a beautiful topic, beautiful sustenance program, Lightness in Nature, Personality and Relationship, with none other than Brother Eric Reste himself. So before I go more to the speaker and the topic, we have a couple of announcements. Now, we do have translations for you in 3 languages, Tamil, Hindi, and Mandarin. You can click on the interpretation section below and choose your language. And also, there will be a Q&A session at the end of this session after the sustenance program. So please do drop in your questions so that we have enough time to ask your questions. And coming to the announcements of our 3 upcoming programs. The first one. Now, this is a self-esteem course for a successful life. This program is over 4 weeks. Every Saturday at 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., 1.5 hours, starting from 13th of November, right up to 4th of December. So this is a beautiful program to attend, and we have speakers, very powerful speakers lined up for you. And our next program, okay, this is the power of effects of thoughts. So with the power of thoughts, we can actually change a lot of things in our life. This is a half-day retreat program. So starting on the 14th of November, and it is a half day. That means from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., especially for new students. So this is a nice program for new students to attend. And thirdly, we have the 4 Faces of Woman coming up by none other than Sister Caroline Ward herself, who is a very powerful, she has written a book, The 4 Faces of Woman, and this is an upcoming program for you. And this is every woman, or even men to that matter, should not miss this program. So that's all for our announcements for now. Coming back to our topic on Diwali Day. It's so nice to see so many people. We have about 156 participants who joined in, PKs. That's nice on a Diwali Day for them to make this time. And I myself, if you see the background, this is actually not my own premises. I'm on holiday, yet on call, because Brother Eric, I wouldn't want to miss this for you. When I was told that I'm getting this opportunity to host Brother Eric, I said, wow, I can't say no to this. Wherever I am going to host this, and it is my privilege. And so before we go on with Brother Eric's introduction, I would like to introduce him. But before that, we have Brother Jyoti with a very nice surprise for you, because he knows you like, we are going to have him to present to you flowers. That's the normal. But from your talks, we also know you like Toli. Right? So
always
Eric,
great fan of Toli.
Yes, we know that. You know, we're watching all your programs. And before I do a formal introduction of you, I would like to invite Brother Jyoti to give you flower and Toli from us. Brother Jyoti.
Shanti, Brother Eric.
Om Shanti, Jyoti Bhai.
Even though we have met, I think this is the first time that I am actually talking to you personally.
That's true. We met many times, but now we are connected.
Yeah, Zoom has allowed us to make anything happen. So first of all, I will give you a rose.
Mhm.
It's for you. Oh,
Thank you.
no, okay. Okay. Okay, this is for you. And this is a toli that Dimple herself made. And this is for you. This is cashew toli.
Cashew totally lovely.
I will eat it on your behalf.
I will feel the taste. I will be
Yeah,
bucks
yeah.
on and I will feel the taste.
And I thought that something that can reach you, these stories cannot reach you. I have a beautiful blessing for Deepavali.
Mm.
I will read it to you. You are light and free from thoughts of the past. You see life as a wonderful game to be cherished and enjoyed. I'm sure this will reach you.
This is very appropriate for today's topic.
Right. I just picked it up and it came.
I have faith in the power of Toli. Oh, in the faith of Indrama. I think it's Toli power.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
welcome.
Jyotibai. Very nice to see you and connect with you as well. As you said, we met many times, but now in the drama, the connection Baba's created bring us all together even closely. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Welcome to the warm
Thank you.
land of Malaysia. I'm sure it'll be
Thank
very cold in Canada.
I'm enjoying going in Malaysia right now. I don't feel any jet lag. It's beautiful, easy travel, natural. Mine is easy. Flight is fast. I like those planes. 1 second.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Jyoti. That was really nice. And he also had to mention that that toli was cooked by me, surprisingly, because it was my first Deepavali toli that I actually made at the center. So it was very honorable that he actually offered that to you. So Brother Eric, Reste, I had to get the name right. So I made sure I said it a few times because it's a French name. Although I did study French a little bit in school, but I've forgotten that was like years ago. So Brother Eric has been with the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC Radio Canada, for more than 35 years. Okay, and he's a journalist and producer. He worked for a main television news and current affair program within the French services. Also, along with his career, he has always maintained a special interest for spirituality over the same number of years, over 35 years. And he teaches meditation, philosophy, and offered by the Brahma Kumaris, Malaysia, and manages and organizes and works all around Canada, and his main headquarters in Montreal. Am I right, brother?
You're right. This is my official introduction.
Right. So I hope I got that right, because normally I'm kind of prepared in one paper, but because I'm on holiday myself, I didn't really get the time to put it on one sheet of paper. So it's on 4 or 5 different papers. And I'm hoping that I get it right this time. So yes. And yes, I would like to also add in, we love your humor, Brother Eric. And Brother Eric taught me, I hope I get this right, Omar, love, humor, humor. Those are French words. I'm not sure if the pronunciation is perfectly correct, but I'm getting there. Omar, humor, Omar, humor. I guess it's rhyming.
They sound both the same.
Yes.
Humour, amour, humor, and love.
Hamu. Yes, that's what I learned from you, Brother Eric. So all yours, we love your humor, and a beautiful topic on this Diwali Day, Festival of Lights. As you can see, the lights behind me, and lightness in nature, personality, and relationships. We all want to hear from you, brother. It's all yours.
Thank you from the heart. And also, I didn't bring flowers this time, but I brought the light. And Jyotibai, your name almost sounds like Jyoti, which is also light, right? So your name sounds like Jyoti. And then Dimple, thank you so much for your introduction. It's lovely to be with the family. And yes, humor, actually, I'll mention it a bit later on, but you know, who taught me to have humor is actually Baba. I wasn't that funny before I met Baba, but he has a great sense of humor and he taught me how to smile. Isn't it the way that we sing it? Who came and taught me how to smile? So yes, happy Diwali to each and every one. I know there's quite a few brothers and sisters online. My official introduction, yes, it's right. I have a very full-time lucky job for the past 35 years, and also full-time spiritual life. So I see some of the cameras opening up, and happy to see you. I'll make an effort to speak. If I can, I'll try to speak not too fast because I know there's translation. So I'll be speaking what we call now translatable English, right? So before I go with some of sharing of my own personal story, I just want to take 1 minute to be with you and connect properly. My real introduction is actually also Brother Eric, right? So I'm your brother and you are my brothers and sisters. And I know this is a gathering where we are in a family. So I just want to take a minute to actually see you and stare at you. So I'm going to enjoy taking drishti from all of you and enjoy your beautiful faces. Don't worry, sister, if your hair is not okay, it's fine, no problem. I do the same before going on Zoom. I make sure my hair is okay and, you know, my badge is on the right side. And so it's good. I see many faces now. So thank you for your smile, your drishti. And imagine that, yes, we're all in Zoom, but I like to call it is Baba's room, Baba's Zoom and Baba's room. So imagine we're all together. I'm not in Montreal anymore. You're not in Malaysia or wherever you are, but we're all meeting in Baba's room. And I don't want to talk to a Zoom or to share just like that. I want to feel many of your faces. I don't know. Maybe we're meeting like this for the first time. But as we know, we met many, many times throughout the cycle, right? You recognize me? Now I'm in a French costume, but we met many times, probably in different costumes. So lovely to see your faces, your smiles. I'm taking time to connect all the wires, so I'm really experiencing being with you in a family, not in front of a computer, but to really, really be with you all. I feel very, very happy actually to have been invited to be with you for Diwali. I have a very, very special feeling of gratitude for Mira Didi. She is a very inspiring sister. Since I was a little baby in Gyan, she was already my senior at the time. And I've been always listening to her with amazement. She has an incredible intellect. She can always, frame Baba's Gyan in such a beautiful way. And I've always been very inspired to listen to her. She came to Canada, of course. I was very lucky to host her when she came, picking up Mira Didi at the airport, having programs with her. I shared some times with her in Madhuban, of course, many times. I recognize some of your faces, some young Kumars I've met not too long ago. And so I can only give a big thank you to Mira Didi for inviting me to be with you for Diwali. You could have had many big seniors to bring the big Deepak for you in Diwali. So she invited me, your little brother, to share some entertaining stories. So maybe she figured out that, you know, if we laugh together and if we stay happy together, then maybe this is also another way to celebrate Diwali, isn't it? Can we celebrate Diwali with a grumpy face? Can we celebrate Diwali with heavy face, with concerns and worries and anxiety and stress? No, right? So maybe Mira Didi thought, let's invite someone a bit entertaining and let's keep it light. You know, I was not always light, entertaining, and funny in my Brahmin life. And I can tell you a little bit of my story, and hopefully it can inspire you also to, yes, you know, I will hear your story in the subtle region. At the moment, I'm just actually enjoying your faces. I know I should concentrate on what I should say, but I know this is a short little moment I have to watch you. Yes, sister, with your light. Thank you. I see your light as well. I can't read your name, it's in Chinese, but I can feel your light. So yes, everyone is smiling. This is good. I'll try to keep you smile for 45 minutes, right? That's my mission, to make sure you all smile and you don't fall asleep for 45 minutes. It's easy to smile, very, very easy to smile. So let me tell you a little bit about how Baba taught me how to smile. When I came to Baba, I was 21 years old, and I was okay. I was a nice, you know, person, I think. But I knew something fundamental was missing in my life. I didn't believe in God at the time at all. I rejected God when I was young, when my mother passed away. I was raised as a very Catholic person. And for me, when my mother died, I thought that God took her away. And I was very angry at God. And I thought, if God takes my mother away, I'm not talking to him anymore. That's finished. So I filed for a divorce with God. And I said, you go and get some other followers. I'm not with you anymore. And it took me 7 years before I could meet, of course, Baba, and he could convince me to be with him again. I won't go into the details, but it's an entertaining story how I came to Baba. Then when I heard Baba's Gyan, I actually took it very, very seriously. Not that funny at all. And the teacher I had, she was very serious and very strict, like very, very strict. So I didn't become light at all. I became very tight. So I was double tight. Have you ever seen a yogi double tight? No? Yes, Baba, I will remember you. You know, it was very scary. You know, I was remembering Baba in Amrit, not because I wanted to wake up for Amrit, but I was scared to be caught in bed at Amrit by the other brothers living in the Pandav Bhavan. So I was only waking up so that I don't look bad, not waking up for Amrit. And we would be taught so many things in such a strict way. So when I came to Baba, I had to give up all my clothes that were not white, and it was very painful. I had beautiful clothes, Italian design. I used to be extremely interested in fashion. I had so many bottles of cologne, fancy clothes. I had hundreds of records for music, classical music, I had to give everything away. And it was very, dramatic. And today I would never say to someone to do that. But at the time, that's all we knew. So I became a little bit a tight yogi, very serious, very intense in my efforts. I will only wear kurta pajama, always. Even when I was going to work at CBC in the beginning, I was only wearing white. I would not shake hand. I will be very cautious about the company, like Baba said in Murli today. I will only eat yellow food. You know, yellow food with curry, Indian food. I was only cooking food with curry. That's all I knew. Dal and chapati and yellow rice, yellow sabji, yellow everything. And I was a little bit intense, always trying to remember Baba deeply all day long, not gossiping, doing nothing, just Baba, 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 Baba. But it was Baba tight. It was really, really tight. And it was a discipline. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. Don't be nice to Shudra. They are not pure. Don't talk to them. Don't look at them. Only remember Baba, just Baba. Double tight. And then I was asked to go and do Baba service in another city. So I left Montreal. I was not even 2 years in Guyana, I think. So I left as a young Kumar. I left courageously Montreal, and I went in Western Canada, thousands of miles away, in a very lonely city, a very small city, very, very, very cold, no Brahmins around, all by myself. And then, yes, a new center started, a new family started. I thought that Moini Didi will send a teacher, but when I called and I said, I found a house, Baba can send a teacher and I can help. And she said, no one is going to come. You have to do it. And I didn't know anything. So I will call Moini Didi every Thursday to get Baba's Bog message. And I will ask her very silly questions, not like the ones I ask on Saturday night. And I would say, Sister Moini, how big should be the cloth on Baba's table? How many cherries should I put on the tray? I was asking Moini Didi all these questions. What about the banana? Should it be green, yellow, deep yellow? Is it okay if banana has some spot on it? I can offer it to Baba. I would ask her every little thing. How many kurta should I wear per day? Should I change my kurta after playing tennis? And she would be so patient. Every Thursday for 3 years, I call Moini Didi every week. I never missed one. So I would be very, very enthusiastic, but a little bit tight, So when new people would come to the center, I was Dharamraj, and I would tell them, now you sit like this. Now before eating, no, you stay in silence. No one should talk. And then one day, I was cooking, but I didn't know how to cook very nice. And there was very new students, the first new students at the center, and they came with their daughter, and their daughter was actually called Gita. They were not Indians, but they called their daughter Gita. They were with Hare Krishna. And I cooked the rice, but actually the rice wasn't cooked at all. I must have made a mistake. And when I put the rice in the plate, the sound was like throwing rocks on the plate. It kind of made brrr. And I thought, oh, this is a strange sound. The rice is a bit heavy. It's not, but it's been offered to Baba. What can you say? So we're all sitting religiously. And as every time, you have to do 5 minutes drishti to the plate before you can eat. So you're very deep in silence. And I always used to think, this is so silly. We're always eating cold. And I always feel Brahmins eat cold. By the time you give food to everyone, give long drishti when giving plate to someone. And then everyone has drishti before eating. It's always cold. And so we started eating. And the young Gita, who was not really BK, and she was so young, she said what came in her mind. And she said to her parents, "Mom, the rice is not cooked." And to me, I was so tight. I said, I didn't hear anything. The rice has been offered to Baba. You eat everything in your plate. This has been offered to God. You cannot not eat. So the parents, if you're tight, you make everybody tight. So all the students at the beginning were tight. So the parents told the Gita, don't say anything, eat your rice. So we all chew very solid rice for half an hour in silence, remembering Baba, not saying anything. Well, it's food offered to God. You have to eat it until the last grain. You're not allowed to leave one grain in your plate. I'm not really exaggerating. It was my early days when everything had to be so perfect. Everything had to be so right. But it was tight. I was not funny at the time. I was not joking at all. I was just telling people Srimat all the time. Do this, do that. It should be like this. You should sit straight. Don't fall asleep. Be like that. There was love, of course. There was Baba's love. There was Murli, but little. There was a lot of discipline and a lot of you should and you should not. Until one day, a magic day. There was the first retreat in Canada. So I was very enthusiastic. I was tight, but I was with a lot of energy. And there was a lot of activities and I was very zealous. I was working 8-10 hours per day, doing Baba service every morning, every night. And so we organized the first retreat in beautiful Rocky Mountains in Canada. It's a beautiful place. Another time, that was probably 1980, it would have been 87, maybe 87, 88. Maybe I was 3-4 years in Gyan, a bit tight. And then we invited Mohini Didi. We used to call her Sister Mohini, Sister Kala, Sister Gayatri. And so many came in Edmonton, a small town I was living in at that time. And they all came. It was incredible. Everybody came. And we rented big houses for the retreat. It was very lovely. And then my very, very dear and lovely Sister Gayatri, Gayatri Ben from our New York center, Queens. She's Queen in Queens. Gayatri Ben was so lovely. And she saw me and she saw how the center was so right. Everything was like a military. But then Gayatri Ben told me what changed my life forever. And Gayatri Ben told me, Eric, why are you so hard on all these poor souls? Why are you beating them up all the time with a stick? She says, why are you so strict? Just be a mother. I said, what? I'm 24 years old. What kind of mother would I? What do you mean, be a mother? I didn't get it. And she said, no, just be a mother. Be nice to them. And really, it just hit me like a big thing. And I said, what? Be a mother? I'm a young Kumar. I'm not a mother. But then, Mohini Didi was there and Sister Mohini was so loving. And I saw how they were behaving. Mohini Didi, Sister Kala, Sister Gayatri. We had a lovely time. And when Sister Gayatri left, she just told me, Eric Bhai, just be a mother. And honestly, it was the biggest blessing I received at that time. And it kind of broke all my tightness. And I realized if I'm a mother, I don't want to be a grumpy mother and a yelling mother and, not that kind of mother. And she said, be a mother like Baba. I said, well, what does she mean? And it really changed my life completely. And I realized that, hey, don't be so tight, just relax, be kind, be loving. So it started to really work on me, to start changing my approach. And yes, there was a sister at the time. She was very funny. And I used to tell her, don't joke, don't be funny. And after being told be a mother, she tried to be funny again. And I said, actually, you're funny. Keep going. And she also helped me to become very funny, to the point that we started to be really not just funny, but we turned very silly. And a few times I heard that Brahma Baba was actually very light and very funny. And he was playing jokes with the sisters. So I started being like Brahma Baba and started to play jokes. So one day I came to class and I started to read the Murli. But the sister rewrote the Murli as a very entertaining Murli. And I can't remember, I still have it. I found it many years ago and I kept the Murli. It's a very funny Murli. And it was something like, sweet children, Baba has come to scrub you. And the only thing the Father will do is to scrub you until you become clean. And I saw everybody was taking notes. And so everybody was so serious. And I read Murli, which was not the real Murli. Then the question, who can be scrubbed the most? And who needs to be scrubbed more? And everybody was taking notes. And then I started, so as children, your mantra should be scrub, scrub, and scrub more. And I was wondering, when is someone going to say, Eric, what are you reading? What Murli are you reading? So we started to play jokes, be a little bit entertaining, have fun, have some humor. And I realized that actually Baba has a great sense of humor. And that in the Murlis, he's telling us whenever he sees the children doing something wrong, what is he doing? You know the answer, right? He smiles. And I keep thinking, what does he find funny? If we fall flat on our nose, what is funny in that? And we have those little videos when somebody slips on the ice and falls flat and everybody laughs. And I thought, is he having fun with us like this? We keep falling and he's smiling and he's having fun. Of course, we know Baba has great mercy and love, but he smiles in the subtle region. So it was the beginning for me of understanding not to be tight, but to become light. And Moni Didi gave me the blessing after a few years. And she said to me one day, she said, Eric, every time I come for programs, or she came many, many times to Canada, and every time there would be programs and, many activities. And she always gave me the blessing that she said, doesn't matter how busy you are with your work, with service. She said, you're so light. You're never worried. I was worried actually, but she gave me blessing. You're not worried. You're very light. You're very easygoing, and you make people very easy. So I guess it became a little bit, a quality that I took from Baba. But today, when I think of Diwali and of course, being with all of you, I also think of, I've not always been double light, I would say, in my journey. There was, of course, many, many times in my Brahmin life when there was challenges, big obstacles, struggles in becoming or remaining light. I don't know about you and your journey. Maybe you've been smiling from the day you were born, and you remain smiling until today. And you never met Maya, right? You don't even know who Maya is. And it's like probably a foreigner, someone, she only lives in Montreal. That's what I believe sometimes. I wrote to Baba when I came to Montreal and I said, Baba, I think Montreal is Maya's capital in the world. I'm in trouble. Please come and help me. There's too much Maya here. It is difficult, to remain soul conscious all the time, to remember Baba all the time, to be divine like he wants us to be all the time. And yes, we can be hard on ourselves. And I would say that for me, the biggest lesson in maintaining lightness has been for me to learn to be light with myself and stop to be hard on myself. And I knew that if I'm tight with myself, I make everybody else around me tight. And I teach people how to be tight. And if I light with myself, I can teach others to be light as well, or help others to be light. And there was one class that Ijenki gave, which really disturbed me profoundly. Because to give you a background, when I met Baba the first time, and I know I'm not giving any class, right? I'm not sharing, I'm just sharing my own journey. But when I met Baba the first time in Madhuban in '85, most of you know, Baba, we used to meet him personally. So there was not too many people in Om Shanti Bhavan. And I was sitting, my turn came, I came very, very close to Baba. And Baba is right there. I mean, his face is so close to you and you're just sitting right in front of him. And then Baba gave me a beautiful blessing of being very courageous. And I said, no, I'm not courageous at all. I'm always failing and find it so difficult, to be what Baba wants me to be after 2 years in Gyan. And so Baba gave me a beautiful blessing. And then I asked Baba, I said, Baba, I have a question. I said, oh, you have a question? I said, Baba, am I from Silver Age? And because I was struggling in my early days in Gyan, I thought I'm fighting all the time with Maya. I must be from Silver Age. I'm a warrior. And I didn't speak English at the time. So Sister Denise was translating from French to Hindi to Baba. But she was laughing so much when I asked the question, am I from Silver Age? That everybody around, I remember Sister Sudesh, Sister Mohini, Daddy Kumarka, there were many seniors around Baba. And everybody started telling Denise, what is he saying? Why are you laughing? And Baba was saying, what is he saying? He couldn't understand the question. Denise was laughing and with her Hindi, Baba couldn't understand. So after a few times, she tried to explain to Baba, he thinks he's from Silver Age because he's struggling with Maya. And Baba jumped on me. I'm not exaggerating. He moved forward from the chair. He was so quiet. And then he jumped forward. And I thought his eyeball popped out, and he says, nay, nay. I said, okay, I'm just asking, just asking. And he was so strong. And he put his hand on the table and says, nay, nay, no, you are a royal soul. You come from golden age. And I said, okay. And I thought, this is good yukti. Ask a question to God. And your blessing changed from 1 minute to 10 minutes. So Baba started to tell me, no, from golden age and this and that. So just to tell you that in the early days, because I was trying so hard to become perfect in 1 year, I thought golden age was happening next year. So I thought, wow, I have to be perfect now. And I was very hard on myself. And then there was a class from Daddy Jenki when she said, if you are struggling, you can only teach others to struggle. But if you're free, you'll help others to be free. And I thought, oh my goodness, I should stop teaching. I should not talk to anyone anymore. They're all going to be going to Silver Age with me if I continue talking. So it really forced me to check myself and ask, am I hard on me? Or can I become a little bit easy on me? Can I start to be kind with myself? Can I be a mother to myself? Can I be loving towards myself when I make mistakes? So I realized that, to become light in my nature or relationship or personality, it has to start with myself, my attitude towards myself. And that was the biggest change that I tried to impose in my efforts, to stop beating myself up all the time, every time I would make a mistake, when I was not, perfect enough. And in the beginning, I don't know for you, but when I used to listen to Avyakt Murlis, many Murlis are like, today Baba saw 3 types of children. Number 1, perfect. Not one thought is wrong. And I thought, okay, that's not me. Who's number 2? Number 2, just a few thoughts are going wrong. Okay, that's not me. Who's number 3? And then number 3, well, they are not so good, Oh, something is wrong. Hello, hello.
Om
Translation.
Shanti, brother, we lost your voice for a little while. Maybe you just want to repeat the last few lines. So sorry about that.
Did you lose my voice? You became Avyakt already, just listening to me? Oh,
You
my
became
goodness.
Avyakt, brother, not us.
Oh, I became Avyakt. This, when we become light, you never know. You can take a flight and lose your body. So sorry about that. I didn't do anything. So yeah, I was saying that Baba always says number 1, number 2, number 3. And I used to think, I'm not even number 3. I must be number 4, number 5, but Baba doesn't mention it. So I was hard on myself, I was kind of trying to be perfect in 1 year. So I had to learn to be kind with myself. And I realized I cannot conquer Maya in just a few days or not in a few years. It's going to remain with me for a long time. So the attitude towards the self became very, very important. So I could tolerate my own limitations, my own imperfections, my own vices, my own weaknesses, whilst becoming pure. So this is why what I would share with you today is, for me, I see 3 dimensions in being light. And I'm really thinking the nature, personality, and relationships, because I cannot be light in my relationships if I don't have lightness in my personality. And I cannot have lightness in my personality if I don't have lightness in my nature. And we understand light to be the double meaning of light. Light in the sense of brilliant, shining, luminous, divine light. But light, no heaviness, no weight. So that double meaning. So it really starts with the nature, then it becomes my personality, and then I can apply it in my relationships. And the first step for me in becoming light is becoming detached. Lightness, in a sense of becoming double light, is actually about becoming pure. If I'm more and more pure, purity shines. Purity is no burden, freedom. Impurity is burden and is bondage, right? So becoming double light is actually becoming very, very pure. It's connected. It's not that I can turn on lights like having, artificial light on me. I cannot artificially be light with other people. This is artificial, not authentic. So I had to learn, and for me, the first step in becoming light with myself and light in my nature then personality and relationship, is to become detached. It's the first step that allows me to deal with me in a non-attached or non-emotional way. Imagine if a doctor receives a patient and the patient is covered with blood and in pain and is screaming. Imagine the doctor screaming and thinking, oh my God, what is this? Imagine the doctor being scared and running away and, fainting when seeing a patient in blood. You say, what kind of doctor are you if you're fainting when you see someone in pain? You're not okay. So the doctor has to be detached so he can operate. And they always say that a doctor can operate anyone, but will be challenged if his own child comes to the emergency. If it's somebody he doesn't know, he will be detached and he can do surgery. But if it's his own son, maybe he would prefer another doctor to perform the surgery because his emotions are going to affect. So my understanding is that the first step in becoming pure, but also in becoming light about myself, is to become detached from myself. Just to take a little distance and think, what I'm seeing is not me. The poor little Shudra who just finished 63 births in Ravan's kingdom, it's not me. I'm not that. And I am what Baba is telling me I am in the Murli and in the blessings that he gave me. So I have to believe in what Baba is telling me I am and not what I think I am. So I have to start to detach myself from what I see. In French, the word detachment is very sweet because it has a double meaning, and it means to remove the stain. A stain is touch, same. Detach means remove the stain. In French, it has this double meaning. So when we say be detached, it actually means be clean, remove the stain from yourself. And being detached from myself is a beautiful exercise. It took me years and a lot of discussion with seniors. So they convinced me that it's not because I make a mistake, that I am a mistake. We know that mantra, right? It's not because you do something wrong, that you are wrong. If I see somebody sneezing, coughing, I would not say that person is bad. I would say, no, the person has a cold. It's a great person, but at the moment, that person has a cold. And therefore, it's making strange noise. But I know that person doesn't make the same noise when he or she doesn't have a cold. So I'm having a disease called body consciousness. And I'm deeply sick when I come to Baba with thick body consciousness. So I have to be detached and say, okay, yeah, I'm very body conscious. It's okay. Now I reached the proper emergency room and Baba is a wonderful doctor, so I'm in good hands. But it's going to take my whole life for Baba to transform me. And I have to be patient. So the first practice for me was to really learn to become a little bit more detached from myself. And whilst we're becoming detached from the self, my experience is that I became less and less affected by my negativity. Anyone has succeeded in giving up anger in 1 second? Anyone can say, yes, you met Baba, you had 3 tolis, 1 blessing card, a rose, and Om Shanti, you never became angry again? Well, I hope it is the case for someone, but it was not for me. Baba said, be pure. So I tied my first Rakhi and I said, yes, Baba, I will be pure. I will never be impure again. Om Shanti. Next year, I think I need another one. Let's do it again. and another one, and another one, and another one. So what's happening? It takes time. And yes, we want to give up anger, but it doesn't go away. It just keeps coming back. I don't want to be body conscious, but it keeps happening again. And we have to pass so many tests. So without becoming detached, the negativity that happens affects us too much, and then we become tight. But if I become detached, not that I say, okay, it's okay, no, never mind. No, we keep having a stern eye on Maya, but if a mistake is happening, then I just become light about it. I don't become heavy about it. And I find new ways of talking to me, different ways of talking to me, not, Eric, you're so bad, you know, you made a mistake again. Baba told you not to. Not that kind of language. I have to learn a new language in my relationship with myself. And if that is happening, if I'm becoming detached, it's as if I'm giving time for the virtues to be nurtured. So that's a second step, I think, in creating lightness. So lightness in being detached allows me to connect with my original nature, which is what Baba describes in the Murli, the original state of the soul. I'm seeing it because I'm detached from my Shudra self. So I can see and understand what Baba is telling me, but I'm not that yet. I have to become it again. So the second step for me was to cultivate values, virtues, and they take time or so to grow, to nurture patience, to nurture purity, to nurture love, the motherly love for everyone, to nurture sweetness. They have to take time to grow. So I'm detached, it becomes my nature. I grow virtues, they become my personality. And then the third aspect, which is the main one, and I know I'm not saying anything new here, but just sharing the way I look at it. The third aspect is creating that pure connection with Baba as my main relationship, my most important relationship, and getting the experience of the intensity of a relationship with Baba. And I know that that relationship with Baba is, well, some senior would say it's very easy, but I say, no, it's not very easy because he doesn't have a body. I told him he should really take one and come to see me in Montreal, but he hasn't taken one yet. So he only took Brahma Baba's body and sometimes Daddy Guru's body. I told him I know many bodies that would be happy if he wants to use them and come with me and we can live together. But apparently it doesn't work that way. So I'm stuck with a husband, a wife, a father, a teacher without a body. It's a bit tricky. And so I keep complaining to Baba, it's hard. You don't have a body. You never talk to me. I have to imagine you talking to me. You don't call me on the phone. You don't write to me letters. Murli, it's for everybody. What about me? Can you write to me a special note? I joke with Baba like that, saying, you're hard to catch. But I know that this third layer is only possible if the other two are happening. If I'm not detached from my own impurities, if I'm not cultivating virtues, it's very difficult to sense Baba's presence, Baba's love, Baba's light. There should be a ground allowing me to experience Baba's connection. In the beginning, Baba gives a lot of help. That's why today in the Murli he said, remember the days of your childhood. When you're a baby, you just open the mouth and the mother puts the food. And it's such a nice food, you don't have to chew. You don't have teeth actually, so it's easy. And the parents do everything for you. They dress you up, they wash you, they feed you, they put you to bed. And one day they tell you, okay, now it's enough. You eat by yourself. You dress yourself. I said, what? You're not doing it anymore for me? So spiritually speaking, we have our childhood. And then we have to grow up. So in the beginning, Baba does everything for us. And we think yoga is easy. But then one day, Maya comes back and says, okay, now baby is over. Okay, now let's fight. Let me show you if you're Maharati. Let me see if you're a warrior that can conquer Maya. It's not Baba will conquer Maya for me. I have to conquer Maya. I have to overcome all my weaknesses. And this is not going to your auntie. I don't know in Malaysia what kind of aunties you have. In Quebec, we have very good aunties. They make very nice pancakes with maple syrup. What do they do, aunties in Malaysia? Must cook something different, right? So we have good aunties, but it's not like that. So becoming strong, powerful, I need that connection with Baba to be very, 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 very powerful. And my experience is that it took me many years to think about my relationship with Baba, to try different things, to explore different ways of being in a relationship with him. And I would say really the good news is that after many, many years, it just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And yes, less and less attachment for the self. More and more we see that impurities are going away. Yes, we see values growing. And our connection with Baba is so beautiful as we become mature, light, easy. And that relationship with Baba becomes so essential. That relationship with others is very natural. It's like I speak to others, but I remember Baba at the same time. We know this is the only way we can have pure relationships with others. Being with others, but remembering Baba at the same time. And my personality, I always feel that anything I have in me, whatever good is in me, comes from Baba. He has given me everything. And I know I'm running out of time already, but I know I love to talk about my practice of tennis, because I do meditate, but I find meditation sometimes is difficult. But playing tennis is lots of fun. And I think sometimes on a tennis court, my mind is so happy. I think, Baba, why is it that playing tennis is actually more easy than sometimes having meditation? And one thing I've learned in tennis is that my tennis teacher is very, very good. And when I do a good, when I perform well in tennis, I always feel if it was not for my teacher, I would never be playing well like this. And it really helped me to remind myself, anything which is good in me, my sense of humor, being light, being now, yes, loving. I know Manidiri gave me blessing of, yes, passing my exam and becoming more and more like a big mother. And brothers, we love to be mothers as well. So all these qualities, I would never have any one of them if it was not for Baba, for my relationship with Baba. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? We would never be who we are if Baba didn't teach us to become like that. So I really see that like learning to be detached from the self, just paying attention to the garden of virtues and knowing that this will help me in connecting with Baba, what he calls be worthy of being with me. So that worthiness brings me to Baba, and that relationship with Baba will make my relationships with everyone, very easy, very light. My personality, I stole it from Baba, and the foundation, my nature, Baba has been reminding me how to see my original self, not my impure self, and to believe in it. So I know it's very simple. It's nothing, no big revelation, but It's just my personal experience of the last many years being in Baba's cooker. And yes, it's a pressure cooker, as we call it, but there's no pressure really. It's a gentle cooker. It's a cooker of love. And Baba has been baking me for all these years. And hopefully I'm starting to smell Baba now. So people can say, yeah, he's cooked this. This soul starts to smell Baba, must be cooked. Is that okay? Should I continue? I think you may have questions, complaints. No, question maybe, not complaint, right? Questions.
Yes, brother.
Comments?
We have questions.
And we
But
want to
before
hear one
that,
word from Mira Didi as well.
yes, definitely. We'll have Miraben as well. But brother, seriously, listening to your talk from tight to light, and not only from tight to light, but double tight to double light, it was an experience for me as well. And I was laughing, sitting and listening and watching your entire talk. And I believe all of them experience the same lightness on this beautiful day of light. So really, brother, the things that you mentioned, as what you said, not being funny, but going into being silly and yet being impactful. It was so beautiful, brother. So we have a few questions here. And one of the questions here that we have is, I'll read it out to you. What do we do if seniors pressure us on cultivating those virtues fast because we have been Brahmins or instruments, teachers through they know we are battling with our vices? Is that okay, brother? Do you want me to repeat the question?
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. We're blessed to have those seniors. And for me, I was always raised in Brahmin life with his Trimurti daddies. I was really, really blessed to come, like many of you, at the time when we saw Daddy Kumarka, Daddy Janki, Daddy Gulzar. And those of you who met those three daddies personally, you know how different they were. So Daddy Kumarka always pulled my heart. Daddy Janki always pulled my ears. And Daddy Gulzar always pulled my eyes. Perfect. I needed the three. To be fair, Daddy Janki melted my heart many, many times as well. But jokingly, yes, she would be instrumental sometimes to push me a lot, like seriously a lot. Eric, like this. Daddy Kumarka, hug. But after the hug, go and see Daddy Janki. Because she knew Daddy Janki will pull my ears. And Daddy Gulzar, she said nothing. She just gave drishti. And she pulled us into silence. We're blessed to have seniors, whoever they are. I had a senior when I took Jnana mentioned. She was a sister, very stern, very strong. And to be honest, it was not right. It was not the right behavior. So we used to call Sister Mohini and complain a lot. Please, Sister Mohini, do something. Tell her she's beating us up. She's not nice with us. And Mohini Didi always said, you have to pay attention to the instruments. So she never called the sister to tell her, sister, you're wrong. Stop beating them up. She never did that. She sustained her with love. And she sustained us with love. And one day when, things were changed, the sister went away. And one day I told Sister Mohini, it was difficult in the beginning. And Sister Mohini said, yes, but think of one thing. All those who took Gyan through that sister, who are they now? They're all center coordinators. They're all main instruments. And they are so pakka, they're so strong. So you should thank your sister for making you so pakka. So sometimes instruments, yes, we don't agree with their method, or they're a little bit strong, or they push us a lot. But it's always, in a way, there's some goodness somewhere. But my yukti has always been, this is a good actress. In a movie, you need like this sometimes. I don't know the question if it's referring to sometimes positive experience or sometimes less positive experience. But I always think all the instruments, they're perfect actors in the movie. And you need strange aunties, not just the good one that welcomes you with pancakes and maple syrup, but you need that little nutty auntie who's always grumpy and always pushing you and telling you you're not doing right. And, you know, I'm thinking of it. I have an auntie. It's very strange. I didn't think of it earlier, but we have an auntie. She passed away a few years ago. She used to be very hard, very difficult. And my nephews, when they were young, they didn't like going to see her because every time they would go and see her, she will pull their ears and tell you, you're wrong, you should do this, you should do that. And they didn't like to go and see her. So one day I was there and they said, oh, we have to go and see auntie. I said, don't worry, let's go together. But I told them, look, she's an actress. She's so good. She plays her role so good. She's a perfect actress. We should give her an Oscar. So when we go to see her, just think how wonderful she is. She's so nutty. She's so annoying. But she's so good. She's playing her role. So when you're there, she will complain. She will criticize you. She will tell you what to do. Don't worry. Listen to her with love and just think, what a good actress she is. Look how good she's playing her role. I was joking. So we went, three of us, my nephew and my niece, and then we reached there. And my nephew told my auntie, oh, auntie, I got my permit to drive a boat. And she said, no, you didn't. He said, yeah, I did. She said, no, you're too young. No, to drive a boat, you need to be older. And she started to scold him almost. And he said, but I got my permit. What is she talking about? And she was like, rah, 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 rah. And suddenly I caught his eye and I said, see, I did like this. And I told him how good she is, right? And they started to relax, you know, thinking, okay, she's playing her role. She's such a good, strange auntie. And then when we left, we were laughing and they said, Harry, that is so good. And then they started using it as a mantra in their life. And I said, you know, some people are a victim of their personality. Just accept them as they are. I'm not saying this question refers to seniors with that, but sometimes when the pressure is too strong, you know, Baba is my teacher ultimately. And if the teacher is pushing me, I should say, yeah, it's good in a way that I'm being forced to really look at certain things that maybe I would never look at if I wasn't pushed, but I shouldn't transfer that pressure in my relationship with myself. So it doesn't matter how much a senior give you a pressure, I learned not to put that pressure on me afterwards. One day, Daddy Genki asked me to stand up in front of everyone it was in Om Shanti Bhavan, I think. Yeah, Om Shanti Bhavan. And then she said, look at this brother in front of everyone. She said, look at this brother. How long have you been in Gyan, Eric? And I said, well, 10 years, Daddy. And she said, what have you done? Of course, you don't say to anyone what you have done. So I says, yeah, Daddy, I mean, you know me. I did open centers, but I didn't say anything. And she said to everyone, you see, he hasn't done anything. After so many years, she wanted to say, after so many years with Baba, you should, you know, reveal God. You should just reveal God to the world. What have you done? Nothing. You know, Daddy Genki. So I was kind of not happy when she said that in front of everyone, because I have a French ego, and French ego is bigger than normal. You know, it's kind of, we're bigger than normal. I was not happy. I was standing there. Everyone was staring at me. The camera was on me. Look at this brother. He hasn't done anything. And I was like, what are you doing, Daddy? I'm not enjoying this at all. And and when I came to sit, she said, no, don't sit, stay up. And I was like, oh, my mia. And so, and she did that to another brother as well. So after the class, I was grumpy. And I was thinking, I'm leaving Madhuban right away. this is not happening. She cannot do that to me. So I went to my very close friend, Atam Prakash. And I told Atam Prakash, Atambhai, you have 5 minutes to tell me why I should not leave Madhuban right away and quit my Brahmin life. Daddy Janki put me in front of everyone, and she told me I did nothing. How dare she? And Atambhai was laughing, brother, you are so fortunate. I said, what? He said, yes. Why Daddy did that to you? She would never do that to anyone else. Why? I said, that's true. She didn't do that to anybody else, just to me. Because she has right over you. She knows she has right over you. You are her dear, close child. She can do anything she wants with you. She knows you. She has right over you. And I don't know if he hypnotized me or what he did, or maybe he fed me with a few tollies and that was it. But he told me, no, Daddy did that because she has a right over you. She feels she can do that to you because she knows you. And then it's kind of made me feel a little bit better. So I didn't leave Gyan. I stayed in Madhuban. And when I met Daddy the next day, she was looking at me. She knew exactly. And she looked at me, says, yes, come. And she called me in a room. And that's when she melted my heart completely. And she said, you know why Daddy asked you that yesterday? She knew I was going to go through a lot of things, you know. And she said, yeah, Daddy has so much faith in you. She has so much love in you, for you. That's why Daddy can do that. So he was right. Atam Prakash was right. And we know, for me, from being humiliated, it made me humble. And Denise told me after that, I said, Eric, it's good to be humiliated. It's the best way to become humble. And I said, I know. Daddy Janki told me that. And I felt, yes, Daddy has right over me. I'm Baba's child. And to me, that was a proof of her love for me, that she had the courage to do that on me, knowing Eric, I can do that. I know him. She has that right over me. So I'm not sure I'm answering the question, but, you know, drama is accurate. We shouldn't be abused by teachers. That's another thing. If a Brahmin teacher is abusive, that's not right. Then we should talk to our biggest senior and to the daddies, of course. But otherwise, sometimes the pressure the seniors are putting on us is because they have faith in us and they see the potential.
Beautiful, beautiful, brother. Your answer was so perfect that I think it couldn't have been said more perfect. Because what I see, what I understand is that only when the senior has a right over you will he make you feel, or rather they're stretching you. Without stretching you, they can't bring you out or bring the beauty that is inside you. And you have said it so beautifully, brother. Now, I think we are out of time for question and answer, but I'll take one more question. Sorry for the sound outside. I think there's some fireworks and things going on Diwali. So if there's some background noise, I just hope you ignore that. Everyone can please ignore that. So my last question for you, brother, is by playing tennis, is it helping you to connect with Baba when you couldn't do meditation? Is it when you do tennis, you can't meditate? I think that's another question that would come out from there. Okay, brother.
Yes, I can speak for an hour about tennis, so I will be very short, but I can tell you, for me, it's a question of balance. It's not that I can't remember Baba and I do better on a tennis court, but it's a balance. I'm a brother. When I was told at the age of 21 to become celibate, it's not normal. I mean, it's normal. Mira Didi will have to correct everything I said. But what I mean is, like, you're 21 years old, you're a young brother. I mean, this is life in Western world. It's not meant to be celibate. So it was a little bit, you know, how do you do that? And I realized quickly that, and the seniors, Sister Moini, everyone told me, you keep a balance in your life. You have a full-time job. I work sometimes 10, 12 hours a day. Very stressful job to be in the media. Baba's service is so intense. Tennis for me is a way to release energy, to just go, physically be energetic, be in shape, be healthy. I'm going to play at 11 today, and it's 2 degrees outside, and we're playing outside because we couldn't get a court indoor. I don't mind, it's fun. And I find that tennis has taught me so many things that are connected to spirituality. So it's just a matter of switching. I've seen movies, but if I see a movie because of my work, or I watch a lot of documentaries, but I don't turn off what Baba is saying to me when I'm watching it. I don't disconnect what I do in a laukik from what I am in an alaukik. It's the same, always connected. Playing tennis is being spiritual as much as being physical. Because my tennis teacher tells me you should have equanimity. If you win, it's good. If you lose, it's good. Don't be upset. Don't be over happy. I think I heard that sometime in the Murli, isn't it? It's the same thing. Focus on the ball, just one ball, focus on it. It's the same thing in Baba. Think of me alone. Instead of being a little point of light, he's little ball green. Same. It's a new version of Baba. It's a Baba tennis version. Same. You just keep looking at him all the time. Don't take your eyes away from the ball. I learn. So tennis for me is a balance. Being light is about keeping a balance. When we lose balance, it's heavy. We are very tired. We're not happy. It's so, yeah, going out, having friends, having fun, having a, tomorrow I'm invited to see a beautiful interpretation with the dance company, because my family is from a musical background. So I go and we'll meet many people. I'm okay to socialize. It's fun. It's a balance in my life. I find it's, if I don't do that, then I will become triple tight, extremely tight, and I won't be happy. So I like to keep a balance, play, have fun. And yeah, tennis is very, very much a big help for me. If you don't know to play tennis, you can try something else. Badminton, Brahma Baba used to play badminton. Sometime when I tell Moini Didi, I says, Moini Didi, I'm not dead alive yet. I still like the beach, or I like to go and swim. And she says, it's nothing wrong. Brahma Baba used to go by the beach. He liked it. So I feel better. And one day I told Moini Didi, I want to go on a beach. And she said, yeah, go to this one. It's a nice one. She knew where to go. So yeah, to be easy and balanced. It's very, very good. Maybe Mira Didi will not agree, but for me, it was like that. I find it important in my life to stay active physically, very, very active physically. Now you don't want to ask me a question anymore in case I don't give the right answer. But thank you for having me. It's really very, very kind of the family to be patient and to listen to me. Oh, Mira Didi is here.
Yes, I'm looking for Dimple. Where is she? She disappeared from the screen.
Oh, Shanti, I think Sister Dimple is having some connection problems, but now we will invite Mira Didi to say a few words.
Okay. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Brother Eric. Welcome to Malaysia virtually, because I think you have not visited Malaysia physically in this Brahmin life. So at least we were able to bring you to Malaysia through Zoom. So we are happy that you were able to make time. I have been contacting him quite a number of times, but I know he's a very busy soul, as you heard about his routine. He was able to make time because it is morning there. Now it is night here. So he could give his valuable time. Of course, most of us listened to you, your interview with Mohini Ben, and we all enjoy it a lot. Because, in a humorous way, you bring out some deep points, extract some depth of knowledge. which everybody wants to know. So that is your specialty. And I really appreciated even today, how you were able to make such a complicated topic. People could think that, how to become light, how to have lightness in relationship. Maybe they were thinking there's a long list of points you will mention, but you made it so easy, just giving a simple recipe in 3 steps. And I'm sure, everybody can remember that and practice it in their life. So thank you very much, Eric Bhai. And in the future, keep it in mind. Maybe we will invite you to share more stories so they can begin to experience lightness, not after the class, while listening to the class, so that they can take back that gift of lightness with them. So we all enjoyed it a lot. So our request is usually a speaker leads us into a short meditation. If you don't mind, lead it just a couple of minutes to lead us into the meditation with a short commentary. And then we will play a song, and then we will finish today's session. Is that okay for you to speak a short commentary? Thank you so much, and lots of love to Montreal family and Canada family from Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Miraben. Is my light from the heart to yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wishing you well for Diwali. Thank you for inviting me and trusting me in being with the family. And yes, I'll be working for, again, a little bit more than a year. And after that, I think I'll be really retired. So I can come physically and be with the family in Malaysia and say hello to everyone.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you. So let's remember Baba in a few minutes with lightness. So now that it is a time of Diwali, we can just enjoy watching the screen, seeing everyone as a soul. And we can see everyone's face, can see their eyes. Just to think that I'm also seeing the souls of each and every one. And by adjusting my vision, the soul becomes more and more visible on everyone's forehead. Such a beautiful scene. Just see all these beautiful lights shining. And I feel in my heart that when I see the souls, I truly celebrate the end of the night and soon the coronation of the new age. I can feel in my heart this transition between the old and the new. And most importantly, I see myself becoming such a beautiful light, a unique light, like no one else. I'm very detached from everything that is old, doesn't belong to me anymore. All these qualities and virtues that Baba has been planting in my heart have grown. And slowly I know I can reveal Baba just through my own beautiful qualities that have been shaped and designed by Baba himself. And as I feel Baba's presence, and I know my love for him, I know how much he has transformed me. He made me into this beautiful light, to be like himself. And I feel the joy in my heart, the joy to leave behind the old and to welcome the new. And I know this is not just for me, but for the family. That all my brothers and sisters, this beautiful, amazing family of souls, is blooming like a beautiful bouquet, merged in Baba's heart. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So we just play a song and everybody will wave and take leave. So please open up your cameras. So to say goodbye to Eric Bhai. Yeah. So can we have the song, Brother Karan?
Thank you for your inspiration, for your life and love. Thank you for your recognition of the one above. Thank you for your sweet compassion, for your life of truth. Thank you for walking on this earth. Thank you for being you. The river flows back to the ocean. The trees turn back to dust. The sun must set as the day ends, and so shall all of us. The gift of silence is returned to each one soul by soul. I know you hold it in your heart as you watch your life unfold. So go to the sea, flow to the ocean, fly like a bird to his arms. Take all the love of all who will miss you, but know we are never apart.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you from the heart. Thank you, everyone. Lots of love. Lots of love to
Love from
everyone.
everyone.
Om Shanti, everyone. Happy Diwali. Happy Diwali, Miraben.
Happy Deepavali to all the Montreal, Canada family too.
I will bring the light everywhere in Canada.
Yes, please.
From one end to the other.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
From
you.
here, for you, it is good morning.
Good night and good morning here. I'm starting
Yes.
my time at work, so
Yeah.
lovely to be with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's lovely.
Thank you.